At noon.
Brewer police are asking for assistance in a hit-and-run investigation. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Police are searching for a man who allegedly robbed a convenience store Sunday morning, and a movie theater in Bangor is closed until further notice. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. All right, here we go. The last of the small craft advisory was trimmed back at 11 a.m. this morning, so we're looking pretty good now. No advisories in our backyard, but we will be watching for fog again later on tonight. We had a little bit again earlier this morning. This is what it looked like during the morning period as well, but that fog getting out of here now as the showers are starting to get out of here too, with just some clouds that have been developing. So the good news is, though, the last few frames, we've been looking pretty good, but we will have to watch for a slight chance for a rain shower during the afternoon period again. But again, nothing to get too worried about there as we get this out of here, though. There's a few pop-up showers with the low pressure center that will be moving out of here. So partly cloudy today. There was that development right about in there that starts to back off later on tonight. Areas of dense fog on the way before more storms are on the way as we head towards to Tuesday, especially in the northern parts of the state. A little bit of wind out there, not too bad out of the south in general at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, switching directions as we head towards a Tuesday, but nothing too ridiculous in the wind department, at least for us, anytime soon. So for today, though, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm can't be ruled out, and that south wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 60s, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog again, also muggy, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Again, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Pop-up storm cannot be ruled out. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. 2 men have been arrested for attempted murder in connection with a shooting in Lemoyne. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says the Hancock County Sheriff's Office got a call about an altercation and gunshots on the Stolt Road in Lemoyne just before 10 Friday night. When they arrived, deputies found evidence to support what the caller described, but no one was there. A later 911 call reported 37-year-old Spencer Trott, who had been staying at the residence, was walking on the Bayside Road in Ellsworth. Deputies found Trott had a gunshot wound. He was taken to the local hospital and later transferred to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center in Bangor. Moss says Trott's injuries are serious, but he is in stable condition. 29-year-old Dmitry Dubrowski of Bar Harbor and 30-year-old Duncan Hass of Lemoyne were arrested on Saturday. They have been charged with attempted murder and other crimes. Both are due in court this afternoon. Brewer police are asking for assistance in a hit-and-run investigation. On Saturday at about 8:30 p.m., Brewer police officers responded to a car accident involving a pedestrian getting hit. The individual was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The vehicle that struck the person had fled the scene on Eastern Avenue toward Holden before police showed up. According to police findings, the vehicle is either a Toyota Camry somewhere between the years of 2020 and 2023 or a Toyota Avalon, silver in color. Due to the incident, it will have front-end damage to the passenger side. If you have any information about this incident, you're being asked to contact the Brewer Police Department at 989-7001. Authorities are continuing to look for answers following a deadly crash during a road race. Emergency crews were called to Forest Rally Race in Oxford County on Friday. One of the cars failed to make a turn on the course and ended up striking a tree. 48-year-old Aaron Kelly of Marshall, Virginia, was killed in that crash. The accident happened near Lower Richardson Lake during a race where drivers speed along logging trails and forest roads. As a result of the crash, the second day of the rally was canceled on Saturday. Authorities are now trying to figure out how that driver lost control. A very close call for 2 people riding in a vehicle in Long Pond Township. Both survived after striking a moose early Saturday morning. According to Jackman Moose River Fire and Rescue, the vehicle struck the moose before going off the roadway into some trees. Both received non-life-threatening injuries and walked to a nearby home to call for help. Rescuers say it's a good reminder to be extra careful driving through moose country at night. They can be very hard to see when it's dark. Now to New York and the Gilgo Beach serial killings. A suspect described as a demon and an ogre is in custody, ending for now a years-long search. The suspect is facing multiple murder charges, including the killing of Megan Waterman of Maine, who was last seen at the Long Island Motel before she vanished in June of 2010. Now prosecutors are trying to build their case and possibly link him to more of the killings. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, a new search for evidence in the case against suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. Investigators on Long Island, New York, combing through this storage unit as they build their case against the 59-year-old architect and married father, accused of killing 3 women more than a decade ago and suspected of killing a 4th.
This is clearly a sick and depraved human being, somebody who is taunting victims.
Crime scene detectives were seen at Heuermann's home this weekend. Sources say investigators are hoping to find so-called trophies from the victims, such as earrings or locks of hair. They're also looking for evidence that could link him to 6 other local murders.
We're going to see if he's involved with the other deaths, and if not, then we'll continue to go after those that committed these crimes and hold them accountable.
Investigators say Heuermann was hiding in plain sight. The case took a new turn last year when a task force of investigators took a fresh look at the evidence. They linked Heuermann to a Chevy truck registered to him at the time of the murders, and similar to one reported by a witness when one of the victims disappeared in 2010. That witness described the suspect to police as appearing like an ogre. Earlier this year, a surveillance team recovered a pizza box with crusts still inside, which they say Heuermann had thrown out. They say DNA from the crusts matched a hair that was found on one of the victims. Meanwhile, associates of Heuermann are now coming forward, one sharing a voicemail she got from him.
Hey, this is Rex.
Dominique Vidal was in a professional networking group with Heuermann. She says the two once talked about true crime podcasts.
And he asked me if I had a favorite case. And then he asked me if I knew about the Gilgo Beach murders.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
22-year-old Megan Waterman of Scarborough was named as the victim from Maine. She'd been working as a sex worker when she vanished. Hers was one of the 11 bodies found along Long Island's Gilgo Beach. Police are searching for a man who allegedly robbed a convenience store Sunday morning. According to a release from the Augusta Police Department, just after 4 a.m., Stone Street in Augusta, an unidentified white male entered a Big Apple store and demanded an undisclosed amount of money and merchandise. Police have described the suspect as approximately 5'10" to 6 feet tall, weighing 160 to 200 pounds. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sneakers, and light-colored pants. Police say the suspect fled the store before officers arrived. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Augusta Police Department Criminal Investigation Bureau at 207-626-2370, extension 3418. The VZ Police Department has made arrests after a month-long investigation into drug trafficking. Saturday morning, the VZ Police Department, along with the assistance of the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office Special Response Team, executed a search warrant on Hobson Avenue in VZ. Police say 4 arrests were made as a result of the search warrant. Richard Curtis and Christopher Mansell, both of VZ, and Angel Allen and George Purvis, both of Bangor. Purvis has been charged with 2 counts of unlawful possession of scheduled drugs.
We're a small community, but unfortunately, drug trafficking impacts us as well. We take these very, very seriously. If you're aware of suspected activity occurring in your neighborhood, please reach out to the VZ Police Department. As you can see today, we do take these serious.
Police say various amounts of drugs were recovered during the search, including mushrooms, prescription drugs, marijuana, and fentanyl. The Maine Drug Enforcement Agency, VZ Fire Department, and Orono Ambulance also assisted at the scene. The investigation is still ongoing. Additional charges are expected. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, flamingos aren't native to Maine, but there were plenty of them in Southwest Harbor over the weekend. We'll tell you why when we return.
When I first learned about my Dupuytren's contracture, my physician referred me to a hand specialist. And I'm glad he did, because when I took the tabletop test, I couldn't lay my hand flat anymore. The first hand specialist I saw only offered surgery, so I went to a second hand specialist who also offered non-surgical options, which felt more right for me. So what I'd say to other people with Dupuytren's contracture is this: don't wait. Find a hand specialist trained in non-surgical options today. I found mine at findahandspecialist.com.
At Hashie's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashies, we also do Rhino linings. We can Rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Come see us at R&K Variety in Hamden. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, our famous lasagna, or one of our savory soups, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after work? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Hey Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer. ABC 7, Fox 22, Mainly Eyes, and River's Edge Chiropractic want to send you to see the Kids Pop Never Stop Live Tour, Saturday, July 22nd at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Mainly Eyes in the Bangor Mall. Your #1 choice for eye care and eyewear, Mainly Eyes. You'll see the difference at River's Edge Chiropractic Wellness Center in Old Town. Win tickets to see Kids Pop July 22nd on the Bangor waterfront.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The Gatherings Community Center in Surrey held their first ever AcadiaCon, where community members got together to play a wide variety of board games. It was also part of the center's mission to raise funds to accommodate their growth. Grace Blanchard has the story.
Board games are certainly not a thing of the past, as this community center is trying to encourage more people to join in on the fun.
Well, we have a regular board game meetup every Sunday night here, and a few of us were thinking it would be fun to do something a bit bigger.
Board game conventions are happening all across the country, and organizers say they are growing in popularity as the games become more modern.
Things have changed a lot since Monopoly and Scrabble. Games got really awesome in the last few decades.
The board variety, they're amazing. There's quite a few different genres,
A lot of the board games came from the Ellsworth Gaming Guild.
Yeah, we brought probably about 40 or 50 games from our library. Quite a few other people brought some too from their personal libraries and whatnot, because there's at least 100, 200 games here.
It seemed like a fun thing to do, a perfect day to be playing games, and we've always wanted to come to the gatherings. It seemed like a great community space, and we like board games.
And donations collected at the convention will be going towards their parking lot project.
We have a serious problem outside with parking. We only have about 9 parking spots, and as the community centre has grown in popularity, there's really not enough space for everyone to park safely.
They plan to have more fundraising events in the near future and hope to bring this convention back as well. In Surrey, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Mainers dressed in pink flocked to Southwest Harbor Saturday for the return of an annual festival. Our David Ledford brings us closer to look at the celebration.
It brings everyone together. It's one of those fun community events that people plan their vacations around.
The Southwest Harbor Flamingo Festival kicked off Saturday with a flamingo parade. Hundreds of parade goers lined the streets dressed in pink to welcome a variety of floats highlighting the celebration. Organizers say the event helps to support the community.
It's a fundraiser for Harbor House, which is the community center for Southwest Harbor and Tremont. So all of the proceeds go to support the programs that Harbor House does, and childcare and free after-school care.
After the parade, festivities continued with vendors, food, and bounce houses. Those who came out shared how they felt about the festival.
It's great. I look forward to it every summer. I actually enjoy this more than the 4th of July.
Unexpected, awesome, and can't wait to come again next year.
The festival dates back more than 20 years when the town's polo and yacht club used flamingos as a mascot for their cocktail party fundraisers. Because of the popularity of the mascot, the Harbor House decided to reach out to the creator of the pink flamingo lawn ornament, Don Featherstone.
The creator of the pink flamingo lawn ornament lived in Massachusetts. The executive director at the time found out that he lived in Massachusetts. He told them, invited him basically to come to be the grand marshal of the festival, and the flamingo theme just stuck.
While there are always flamingos, the theme of the festival changes every year. This year the theme is peace, love, and flamingos, and some dressed up to fit that theme.
It's kind of a funny festival, considering it's flamingos, in the state of Maine, but it's a good time.
I love the theme this year, peace, love, flamingos, and we need a little more of all of that in our lives right now.
The festival will continue with a number of family-friendly activities, live music, and more. In Southwest Harbor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, we'll have the latest on a possible UPS strike. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Bennett's Gems and Jewelry in Belfast. With beautifully crafted gemstone jewelry you'll be proud to own or give as a gift. See why our longtime customers call Bennett's their favorite gift store, with an irresistible selection of genuine Maine tourmaline. Fine jewelry and gemstone giftware. Bennett's Gems also pays cash for your old gold and silver. Open till 6 every day, even Sunday. Bennett's Gems and Jewelry is on Route 1 in Belfast, next to Perry's Nut House. Look for our famous pink dinosaur and prepare to be delighted.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Disconnected Tattoo, and Kings Mountain RC want to send you to see Godsmack and Stained live in concert Tuesday, July 25th at the Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Disconnected Tattoo, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in the Maine Coast Mall, Ellsworth, or Kings Mountain RC on South Main Street in Brewer, carrying planes, boats, crawlers, parts, and more. Win tickets to see Godsmack and Stained July 25th on the Bangor waterfront.
Wish you had help getting things done. Same. So I got Spectrum One. It's fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Want it? Here's the number.
Call 833-784-4999 to get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Spectrum Internet delivers the fastest download speeds in the nation.
Which helps me run all of this easily. Kids checkups? Scheduled. Work? Bust. Treat dispenser? Treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer. Work.
Switch to Spectrum One. 300 megabit internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security.
Spectrum One. Gets it done.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-784-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a store today.
Experience the ultimate outdoor living with Granville Stone and Hearth. Our high-quality grills and outdoor living products will take your backyard to the next level. Scan the QR code on your screen to explore our wide selection of grills and outdoor living accessories. From classic charcoal to state-of-the-art gas grills, we have everything you need to entertain guests in style. Create unforgettable moments with family and friends. Start your outdoor living journey today with Granville Stone and Hearth.
Killer storms and deadly heat are looming over tens of millions of Americans as dangerously high temperatures claim more lives. Raging floodwaters brought a family outing to a tragic end. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
The death toll is expected to rise after a flash flood outside of Philadelphia. 5 people were killed, and overnight 2 children were still missing, including a 9-month-old boy and 2-year-old girl.
Miraculously, Dad and his son were able to get safely. However, the grandmother, the mother, and the 2 children were swept away by the floodwaters. We have recovered the mother, and she is one of the deceased.
Authorities in Bucks County say the family was visiting from South Carolina when their vehicle got swept away by the floodwaters.
That could have been any one of us leaving our house and just going to the grocery store or something.
The heat turning deadly in San Diego County. Police say a biker died after trying to help hikers who had no food or water. 14 states are under heat watches and warnings today. El Paso, Texas has seen triple-digit temperatures for 30 consecutive days. 4 people at a car show had to be taken to the hospital for heat exposure. A biologist in neighboring New Mexico is warning about the impact on wildlife, telling NPR that birds are struggling to adapt.
The birds that are most susceptible to heat stress are just going to be gone.
In the Northeast, country star Jason Aldean had to cut short a concert in Connecticut because of the heat.
It was pretty intense last night at the show. Anybody that was at the show knows how hot it was.
And now, smoke from the historic wildfires burning in Canada is triggering more air quality alerts. Dense smoke is expected over the eastern Great Lakes and parts of New York and Pennsylvania, while hazy skies are expected for much of the Northeast today. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
The race for the White House is in full swing as Republican candidates spent the weekend in early primary states. This is ABC News learns of a major shakeup in Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign. The 2024 candidates just released the latest fundraising figures, giving some new insight into where things stand now across the board. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest from Washington.
The 2024 presidential race is fired up, now less than 6 months out from the key Iowa caucuses. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis defending a major shakeup and shift in strategy for his campaign after sources say he fired roughly a dozen staffers with more dismissals expected. The team apparently navigating a cash crunch after hiring too many staffers early on.
We raised more money than Donald Trump did into his campaign, who of course was the former president, and yet they try to spin that negatively.
In Florida, GOP frontrunner Donald Trump taunting DeSantis for even entering the race.
And his establishment handlers are wasting such precious time and resources to divide the party.
The former president has yet to commit to the first Republican presidential primary debate in August, something his most vocal challenger, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, called cowardice.
Come on, Donald, get on the stage and defend your record. You know, if you want to be the nominee, you need to defend your record.
This as candidates release their latest fundraising figures. Trump raking in over $15 million, DeSantis with over $20 million, though he relied on big dollar donors. Candidates like Nikki Haley and Tim Scott in the middle of the pack. Christie netting just $1.6 million and Mike Pence at just over $1 million. Each of the GOP hopefuls vying to take on President Biden, who raised close to $20 million in the second quarter. One of his staunchest allies pointing to any third-party candidates as a hindrance after a group formed and is raising money on the idea of a unity ticket.
It is a fool's errand to think that a third party can win in this country. They will be a spoiler.
Biden's campaign closed the quarter with more than $20 million cash on hand, which is about even with Trump and rising GOP hopeful Senator Tim Scott. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
That's what Teamsters say they want in a new contract with United Parcel Service as they prepare for a possible walkout. Members of a local Teamsters union rallied in New York Saturday. The Teamsters union, which represents UPS drivers, sorters, and other workers, say they're looking for better working conditions, such as air-conditioned trucks and better pay for part-time workers. Union leaders are taking offense at the company's negotiation stance and say they fear for a possible strike may affect the national economy.
This negotiations, they came up with the whole video presentation again about how much money they're making because of your blood and sweat. And the last couple of days, they had alligator arms.
If UPS chooses to strike themselves because they're greedy and they're loyal to Wall Street, not Main Street, they will throw this country into a recession.
O'Brien says UPS moves 6% of U.S. goods through the supply chain. If UPS workers do strike, it would become the largest single employer walkout in U.S. history. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
During Renewal by Andersen's 4th of July sale, get incredible savings on the most trusted family of window and patio door brands in America. Call for your free window diagnosis and begin your Renewal by Andersen signature service experience. A unique start-to-finish home improvement solution, skillfully guided by Renewal by Andersen professionals. Our 4th of July sale is going on right now, but it won't last. Act now, because these incredible 4th of July savings on our exclusive composite fabrics material windows end soon. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
If I don't hear from you tonight, pull this over. I know it, but I can't let go.
show, ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
The Movie Rocket Theater on the Audlin Road in Bangor is closed until further notice. The announcement came on the theater's Facebook page on Friday. It stated that the temporary closure comes due to unforeseen circumstances. The theater, which is known for its affordable movie-going experience, has not shared their reasons for closing, although a sign on the door states that the business is closed for repairs. It is unclear when the location will be reopening. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant in Hancock. Now hiring for all positions. Now let's get into things right now. Again, the last of the small credit advisories was dropped at around 11 a.m. this morning, so we're looking pretty good. And that department now with everything starting to get dropped, the fog getting out of here as well. This is what it looked like earlier this morning. We had some thick fog in a few spots, so even getting below a mile for visibility at times. Tonight again, though, unfortunately, we will have more fog on the way. Here's the radar from the last several hours. Again, the rain's getting out of here now. We have some clouds too. Some sunshine will peek out though, which will give us the opportunity for a pop-up shower or storm during the afternoon period in a few spots. But here's the front right about in here as low pressure lifts away though. Again, a little bit of that wraparound could give us a shower or two. But again, no big deal with that though. But we'll be watching for another area of low pressure off to the west. That may help to give us more chances for showers and storms soon. So otherwise, futurecast moving forward though, pop-up shower or storm can't be ruled out during the afternoon period. Areas of dense fog on the way later on tonight. Showers and storms on the way as we head towards Tuesday morning, though, especially in the northern parts of the state. Some of those could seep down further down to the south, though, especially as we head towards later Tuesday afternoon and the evening time frame. And those will start to back off a bit as we head towards Wednesday. A lot of fog on the way, though, as we head towards Wednesday morning as well. Otherwise, though, rainfall accumulations for today, hardly anything. Notice a pop-up shower or a storm, so anything that falls will be very localized at best. And even throughout the week, though, nothing too extreme on the way. At least 2 parts of Friday, maybe some spots seeing up to a half an inch of rain, and that'll be about it. After all the rain we had recently, it'll be nice to dry things out just a little bit. Dew points are still up there, though, in the 60s, even some 70s as well. We'll drop back briefly Wednesday and Thursday to more comfortable air. But look at this Friday and Saturday back in the 60s and 70s yet again. Our average high temperature is 81 degrees. We'll reach for the lower to middle 80s the next few days, though. We'll fall back into the upper 70s Friday, back in the lower 80s again Saturday, and also in your Sunday. So that forecast for today, middle 80s, partly cloudy, a pop-up thunderstorm cannot be ruled out with that south wind reaching up for about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, middle 60s, it'll be muggy out there, partly cloudy with areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, chances for storms exist with highs in the lower 80s and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Ruth and Wimpy's Restaurant extended forecast. So here we go. More storms for your Wednesday, highs in the lower 80s again on Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. More storms possible Friday, highs in the upper 70s.
Oh, a chance of more storms. I think I've heard that somewhere before. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.